Start recording. We're recording. The glare on my face is probably really irritating. It's irritating for me to look at. I know I don't do a lot of blogs, but I had the urge to tonight because I was sitting upstairs watching Breaking Bad, and we're on season 3, episode 13 now. And I was about halfway through with it, and I just felt like I wanted to talk, But it's like just this year has been insane for everybody. I think it's been the most insane year. And I really don't know where anyone's going to go from here after this, because it's just interesting how stuff is chaotic, man. This is chaotic. I feel like we're at a time now of great change in everyone's lives, including my own. And I mean, I just mean the world itself is changing for the better or for the worse. Who knows? I always kind of view on the optimistic side for better. But I kind of just wanted to talk about my own life right now, because I was sitting up there going, just watching this movie, drinking my beers. We buy enough during the week that we don't get fucked up or nothing. We just get enough to just fall asleep. But for me, at least, I just get so bored now. And it's so lonely here by myself. Like, the other day I was contemplating getting a cat, but I really want a dog. And then I'm thinking, do I have the time for a cat? I'm at work 10 to 12 hours a day, I mean, they're pretty self-sufficient though, right? I mean, they can kind of take care of themselves, but I'd like to socialize, the cat. And then I'm thinking maybe I should get 2 cats. But then I'm worried if I get 2 cats, then maybe they'll socialize themselves with each other. I don't know. Just kind of just worrying about the future, I guess. Now I got this home now that I guess my ex, who left almost a year ago now, it hit me pretty hard at first. And I realize now that that's not really why I'm even depressed anymore. It's mostly I'm not even sure. I'm not sure if it's just the routine, or if it's being in the same setting, or what. But where I am now is not where I want to be. I look at myself and I'm like, I used to be a different person. And I'm not trying to blame her for this. I'm just trying to understand it so I can get past it. You know what I mean? She sent me a bunch of messages recently because I offered her money to just kind of go our separate ways. And I talked to a therapist about this, and they said, well, you need to make your own closure. And I'm trying to do that, but she keeps coming back into my life, and now she's demanding that I sell the home and give her half the profits when I offered her money. Enough money. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And then for me, at least, I worry about where she's at, because I know, let's put this into perspective. Her problems became mine when we got together, which I knew that was going to happen. So I was kind of thinking to myself upstairs, I blame myself a little bit for this, but why? The lady I was talking to told me I shouldn't blame myself. I should just move past it and learn from it. But it's I guess what I came to realize is that we're both at fault. It was 2 parties unwilling to compromise over something, and then it's just how do I forget all that? It's just I just feel responsible somehow. You know, not like fully, just partially. Like I was a half the factor in this whole situation that we were in. She can say what she wants, that I never cared, never loved, you know, but she was a very selfish person, so there was that, and you know, it kind of bled into, at least not outwardly. She's not selfish to the people she doesn't like really get close to. I would say when it comes to relationships, she's a little more selfish. And it's funny because karma almost bit me back, because in my first relationship, I felt like I was a little too selfish too, you know? And that was 4 years of my life, but 4 years of my life that I moved on from. I just feel like this time around it's taking me longer, and I don't know if that's because I've gotten done more with my life. I don't know if it's the stress of being at work and being in a management position now and having to deal with all that, and then coming home to an empty house where, you know, it used to feel like a family I was coming home to. No matter how fucked up it was, you know, it was still like there was something to come home to, and there was some comfort in that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I just want to not feel this way anymore, because I never used to be like this at all. And I'm just trying to find a method to get past that. And I don't know, like we talked about my drinking in the past. I think it was the last vlog I made, and I have toned it down a lot, but on the weekends I still drink way too much. And I know it's affecting it's affecting my health for like the long run. I mean, in the short term, nothing really serious as of yet or anything like that, but I can't keep doing this. But it's so hard when you come home from work and it's just like, what do I do? What do I do with my time? And I try to sit down and do my art again, and I try to go back to where I was 4 years ago, but it's like I don't remember that. I don't remember how I was 4 years ago anymore. I'm still trying to, like, I'm almost like a new person after this. It's like I drew a piece of art once where when I had first met her and she had her issues, it was like it's probably in my sketchbook over here actually, but it was like her dealing with her situation. She was in flames, and I was like that cold blue that was going to cool down her fire, you know? And all that happened was I just got set on fire too. And I guess the scars were decent enough where they're taking a lot longer to heal. But it just sucks. Like right now, I'm talking to myself, to a webcam, to post on YouTube, because I don't want to involve anyone else into this that already will tell me the same old thing. Forget about it. Forget about it. Move on. That's exactly what I want. How I go about that, I guess it's just time. It's what's funny is I tried to do that. I've been trying to do that, and then she just keeps coming back. You know, it's like I just need to like block it. But we still have the legal stuff with the home. You know, I wanted to make it easy for both of us, but she doesn't want to make it easy. So we'll see where that leads. But yeah, with failure, I just feel like we failed each other. I feel like I failed her, she failed me, and we're both living with that now. And whether she cares or pretends like she doesn't care, whatever the fuck is going through her mind at all right now, it is not my concern anymore. But for some reason, I still think about it, you know? Like, today was interesting because I was depressed and I didn't know why. Just couldn't put my finger on it. It wasn't until I was back home, sitting in my household, looking around me going, this is not where I want to be right now. It's not just being alone, it's just all the past, you could say, baggage that happened. It's just not where I wanted to take my life. But I guess it's time to try to branch out for the future, you know, like look towards whatever 2021 will bring. And you know what's fair? This year didn't help at all. This year didn't help at all. Not one fucking bit. There's nothing about this year that was good for anybody. But I felt like dealing with the stuff I was dealing with, it just compounded onto that, you know? Like it just made it worse. And I'm not trying to say my problems are any worse, because I'm sure there's somebody else out there who's got much worse issues than me, you know? Like mine's relationship stuff, legal stuff, just, you know, losing, the loss, not even in the death sense, just like, I guess, you know, having that connection or that care for someone so deeply that you lose that. It's like heartache, plus like COVID and, you know, the election craziness, and you're hearing about stuff around the world like police brutality, and it's just like, I don't even watch the news that much, but it was such a big year for politics and drama and just the entire world. I feel like every single one of us was affected in some way, and whatever problems we've had were just made exponentially worse by this. And I really hope 2021 brings a brighter future for everyone around the world. That's not just America, that's not just me, that's not just her, that's not just, it's everybody, you know? I mean, it affected all of us in some form. So where do we go from here? And I don't have the answer for that, because I can't even figure out myself. Yeah, I just needed to talk, because I know there's going to be someone out there who's going to watch this and have something to say or comment on it. And if not, even so, if they just listen to live vlogs, if they enjoy these things, I'm sure we're all kind of in the same boat, I guess. You know? It just feels good to talk sometimes, whether it's to like, it's like a journal, so to speak, you know? That's one of the things they always tell you to do, is like create a journal, express yourself in some way. And I guess this is the best way I kind of know how right now. Because when I sit down and I try to do art after not doing it for so long, I don't know where to start. And because of my live streaming thing that I've been doing on Twitch, I feel like I've been focusing all my time on just communicating, you know, or expressing myself through words. Like, I will tell you, this last year, man, it's been nuts. But I'm an optimist, so I look towards the future. I just don't want to feel this way anymore. It's funny when, you know, when she did all the threats, it just, at first I got nervous about it, and then I just stopped caring. I was like, you have hurt me so much with your empty threats and your manipulation. And I don't even think she realized she did it. Like, I don't even think she realized what she did to me at all. And there's probably things that I did to her that I didn't realize what I did till at least, you know, after the fact. I know I was, in the end, I was a little too aggressive with for the stuff she was doing. You know, I got tired of the lies. I just got tired of it. I was always the one apologizing, so to speak. I was always the one to say, I'm sorry. It's my fault. And eventually that gets old. It just gets to the point where you are exhausted, to the point where you no longer care because you've apologized enough for the stuff that you felt like you did, even if you didn't do it. It's just too much. I'm just tired of that. I spent a good... Fuck, man. I spent a good... I already talked about this last video, but it was a good percentage of my 20s just wasted dealing with all this, you know? I can't even enjoy a beer anymore because I barely get a buzz, so I'm drinking like fucking a six-pack just to get me back where I used to be when I could drink 2 or 3. That sucks. But yeah, no, I just kind of wanted to put all that into a little nutshell for you, at least for myself, because it was digging at my brain, so I could kind of, I guess, put all my thoughts into words. Otherwise, they were going to jumble around my brain for 5 years. Kind of, I guess, give myself a little bit of my own personal closure. Anyone else who cares to listen to this stuff and watch me for whatever reason. But yeah, no, it was. I really hope the best for the world. I feel like we will continue on in whatever form the next few years takes us. And we can look back in probably 10 years and say, wow, that was a time. And I can't wait for that. Like, for instance, in my house, like, we cleaned up my house real nice and good. It was getting better. And then it's just like, I come home every day, and that's the last thing I want to do is pick up. And I used to be the first person. You ask my first girlfriend, Dakota, you talk to her about it. I was always getting on her about picking up because I liked a nice, tidy house. And now I just don't care. I was like, I don't have the energy, the mental energy to do this. And then not having the energy, it's just like looking at that going, oh my God, now you don't like yourself because you just won't clean up after yourself. Like, I feel like that is depression. And I never used to be like that. That's what's crazy. It's the traumas in your life that lead to that, I guess. It puts a whole new perspective on like what probably my ex was going through, the last one at least. You know, and what her outlets were. Maybe I didn't understand that enough. Maybe she didn't understand how that affected me to use those outlets as means for her to feel better. Maybe she was hoping I wouldn't care. Problem is, I'm sensitive when it comes to relationships, so I did care. Because I ask people this all the time. I think I was going to... If you had the option to create a list of things that you care most about in life, and I think the list was, in my order at least, I would have to write this down again, but... So... Sorry, I got getting a little... It's probably the vape. Probably the vape and talking. But, it's just five things in life that you care most about. These five things, what order would you put them in? I'm trying to remember what I had narrowed it down to. But I know, first off, for me, relationships was number one. It would be like, number two would be probably family and friends, followed by maybe, I would say money, and then after that would be like sex, and then I'm trying to remember what I narrowed it down to. It was like five things in life that matter the most to you, and I wanted to ask her what was the most important thing. And I really don't think it was relationships, and I think that was a red flag in the beginning, but I was too afraid to actually ask her what it was. For me, I've never been a person to care about money at all. As long as I'm happy, you know. But you see where I'm going with this. I don't. If I wanted to make more money, if I cared a lot about money, I would strive to do that because I know I've got the potential to make a lot of money with. I get pretty decent at the things I do. I just have to be interested in them to get okay or decent at them. Like, I enjoy the streaming thing, I enjoy the YouTube thing. I just focus more on the streaming thing, and I'd actually rather would get back into my art because I enjoyed that a lot. But I'm kind of trying to figure out where I start again, and I feel like maybe it's just motivating myself and making time. Every weekend I come home and I think, man, I gotta clean. I gotta clean. And then I don't. I just go, I'm tired. I'm tired. I just want to hang out with my friends, play video games, and stream. So hoping with the holidays coming up here, I'm going to have a lot more free time because I'm probably not going to go see anybody. One, because of the whole COVID thing, and two, because me and my dad aren't really talking right now. I don't know if we ever will again. A little bit of a fallout with my stepmother. Um, my dad doesn't seem to realize the stuff that she put us through for a good majority of our lives, and I don't even know if she does either. Maybe it's just automatic for her. I don't know. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can actually get some stuff done around the home. Clean up a bit. Finally, if I actually feel motivated and don't just come home and drink beers and then fucking pass out. Yeah, genuinely curious. I mean, how was your guys' 2020? If you are watching this and you want input on it, I'd be glad to hear exactly how your year went because mine was absolute garbage. It was absolute garbage for me. It's like I'll tell you, my 2019 wasn't any better, but when the rest of the world went to shit right after it started, did not fucking help. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a weird fucking year. Weird fucking year. And I don't know. I'm hoping that since the election's over, things get better. Because I've had it up to here with hearing all this stuff. You know, we talk about who we voted for, and I didn't. It doesn't even really matter. Politics is a weird thing. The fact that you only have 4 years to change an entire country means that we're set up in a way where nothing really does get changed at all. But it also benefits us too because of the fact that no one can change something to an extreme. And I guess maybe you can thank the founding fathers for that system. But yeah, we did a nice little 20 minutes of sad, depressing talk about the last year. Now, let's shift gears a little bit and let's talk about some optimism here. No more depressing stuff. Um, in good news, like I said, we are drinking a lot less than we used to. I'm just, like I said, still concerned about my health. I kind of just want to go cold turkey, but I still want to stream, and I get a lot of anxiety when I stream. So on Saturdays, if I do stream Saturdays, I like to drink. But like to probably on my Thanksgiving off, hopefully get a lot of stuff done around the house, not just get online. I feel like at times I should just unplug the internet, just not even be part of the online anymore. Just shut it down. Because it's like a distraction. It's not even video games, it's a social aspect. I really like being social, I do. I'm shy, surprisingly, but I really like being social. It's like I'm almost like addicted to being social now. Meeting new people, talking with new people, interacting, learning about their lives and hobbies and interests and stuff. It's always something new. Like everyone's so different, you know. And there's people that are the same, and I guess that's what makes people want to hang around other people. You know, that's always fun too to find someone that shares some kind of common interest or hobby or whatever. But yeah, let's see. This Thanksgiving, I'm gonna have like a good amount of time off. We get off Wednesday at 11 o'clock, and then I have a good 5.5 days where I get to do nothing but hopefully fix up everything in my home. Yeah, it's another thing. We've been eating healthy too. I mean, I've been trying to watch my diet, but the carbs are still coming in from the beers, so we're still not losing that beer belly. That's it's gonna be a while, I think. Working out a little bit. I've kind of stopped in the last like 2 or 3 weeks because I've been a little lazier than normal. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just maybe I've been a little more depressed again. But 2021, whole new future. Talking about the next year before it's even here. And I'm thankful for one thing in my life though. I have a really good friend group and support group just for dealing with all this. I just know they're sick and tired of hearing about me talk about this like all the time. And I really didn't even talk about it all the time. I just feel like I talk about it all the time. So, but yeah. Um, in other words, streaming. Streaming's been going really good for me. Actually, we're almost at 2,000 followers now on Twitch. I think that's pretty cool. People actually want to come and watch me play video games. I mean, maybe they want to watch The Wolf, but I do get a higher viewer count when I'm out of costume, and I don't know if that's because I'm more animated. Because it's kind of like they see who's really there. You know, it's not just the wolf. It's me. You know, and I have an easier time reading chat and whatnot. So there's that. You know, one thing I miss a lot since all this has been going on is conventions and concerts. Once again, another social thing. You don't know how I'm like hoping this doesn't last forever because I want to get like one thing I miss so much is getting into a mosh pit, feeding off the energy of the band and the crowd, and getting in that environment, that mental state where you know you're all in this together and you're all having a great time together. Like that's just so fun. Like it's so rewarding for me to do that. I mean, the last concert I was at Alice in Chains, and that was nothing against Alice in Chains, but the energy there was a different energy that I'm used to, and I was only seeing them to basically see Alice in Chains. Rest in peace, Lane. But yeah, no, that was the last show I was at, Alice in Chains, 2019. And it wasn't a good show because me and my ex were like, she was really cold and distant to me at the time, which led to a big fight where we didn't talk anymore. Yeah, we're supposed to be on positive thoughts. Positive. Yeah, no, I'm hoping. I get motivated so much when I'm at work to do art. And then I come home and I sit here and I'm like, oh man, I just want to relax. I've been at work for 12 hours a day. But I have all these ideas. So many ideas. That I can't wait till I'm back in that state of mind, that calm, you know, where you can just, the creativity just flows, you know. I don't know if any of you guys out there watching are artists or have any kind of hobbies that you really enjoy, but drawing was always a thing of mine. And I'm not the greatest at it either, but I feel like when I was doing it, I was starting to get decent at it. Like I want to get into guitar too. Like my guitar is over here. I've been trying to like play it a little bit, but there's just so many things I want to do that I can't decide on one, and it always defaults to like art or streaming. So, like, what do I choose? You can't choose them all. You gotta like decide. At least to focus on one for a decent amount of time. I kind of want to split it between art and streaming. And some people say, "Well, stream your art." I'm like, no, I don't want to watch. I don't want people to watch me draw. That it gives me anxiety. Like, I'd rather talk to you and make a fool of myself on stream, getting drunk and shooting people in Counter-Strike or whatever the fuck I'm playing. But you can't watch my art. That's my art is personal to me. I got to make sure it's ready to see the light of day before I show it off. You know. That's my thoughts on that. I don't know. Some people can just draw and stream. I don't know how they can do that at all. That blows my mind. A shy social person. That's what I am. Met a lot of cool people streaming though. Like, man, the way I describe streaming to some people, it's like a whole new form of social networking. Like, granted, you can make money off this and whatever, but a lot of it comes down to just meeting really cool people to hang out with. It's like the way I describe like being on Twitch and watching other streams. It's like you know when you were younger, some of you my age in their early 30s to even late 30s to late 20s can probably relate. Like basically probably 36 to 27 can relate to that age group. What we can relate to, I think, is those old days when you used to go over to a friend's house. You didn't even have to like play games with them. You just wanted to hang out. So watching someone else's Twitch stream and being like kind of in the background where they're playing their game and just chilling and they're communicating with you while they play and you're watching them and you're communicating with them through text or whatever, or Discord. It's kind of just like it's like that old school vibe where it's like you're chilling on the bed while your homie's fucking playing Xbox or something, you know what I mean? And he says, hey, maybe you want to play, you know, we'll play together, that kind of thing. It's that same old vibe, you know? It's just different. It's just digital now. It's all online. And now you get to be in the comfort of your own home to do that. That's why I think Twitch is fantastic. I wish YouTube, one of the things I wish about YouTube would do is really make their streaming platform similar to like what Twitch has, where it's more of a community kind of based thing, and it's less of just here's me streaming. It's like, hey, be part of this environment. You know what I mean? And Twitch did that. Granted, it's become a little bit of a, I can't say monopoly because they don't have the entire. There are other options. It's just the other options haven't really decided to. There was Mixer, but we see how that turned out because, in my opinion, Microsoft has no idea how to market anything. Hence the Zune. The Zune was a good product. They just had no idea how to market that at all. It's like they just do not have the younger generation, I guess, in their, their marketing team to decide what do the kids like these days. You know, I feel like that was part of their downfall. But yeah. Anyway, my point of all this is, I don't know. I just wanted to talk and kind of feel get stuff off my chest. I think that's why I do these. So I like to do these for about 40 minutes. So we got 8 more minutes to talk, and then we'll go back to watching Breaking Bad, which everyone says is one of the greatest shows of all time. And I will not say it's one of the greatest shows of all time. I preferred Mr. Robot so far, and I'm on season 3 of Breaking Bad. And Mr. Robot, in my opinion, was a much better show. But I'm not saying that Breaking Bad is bad by any means. It keeps getting better and better as I watch, so maybe my opinion will change with the next couple seasons. I think they have. But we will find out. Yeah, it's about to get colder here. And speaking of Wisconsin, today it was 65 degrees outside. We had a big, severe thunderstorm which produced tornadoes in the middle of November that came through. When I left work tonight, it was 33 degrees. 33 fucking degrees. So it went from, it dropped 30 degrees in less than 12 hours. Pretty sick, actually. That's Wisconsin, though. But yeah, no, work's been going fantastic. I feel like they've worked with me a lot in the last, year and a half of my life, and I appreciate that greatly. Because they understand, at least to some extent, what my life was for a good majority of the time, because I'm an open book when it comes to a lot of this. It's why it's funny, we just updated our manuals for social media stuff and talking about work. And I think that's more for the aspect of shit talking. And I will never shit talk my company because they have pretty much bred me. I didn't know anything pretty much when I started there. And they felt like I was worthy enough to stay. And that is going to be probably with me the rest of my life until that company eventually no longer exists. That's why I've been at one place forever. And once again, going back to the money subject, I could make so much more money elsewhere. And I could just be a number and make a bunch of money. But, nummy. I could be a number and make more money elsewhere, but I don't want that. I just want a nice little community where everybody respects each other to some extent. It's like when I was younger, things were a lot easier for me because the world, I guess, was the term your oyster, right? So you were young, you were still falling into your little groups, and this goes for anyone who's under the age of 24. People in their early 20s in college that have yet to experience what life really has to give, throw at them, you know? Like they won't know exactly. It's just what you make of it. It's what you make of it. So, like, I hear a lot of people all the time talk about, like, regrets and stuff. Like, I don't really have any regrets because it's all just a learning experience. So, I mean, you just gotta roll with the punches. Mm. Yeah, we're drinking Mickey's. These things are fantastic for $1.50. I'll tell you that. But I think after the holidays, once I clean my house up and actually start getting back into my fucking art, I think that things will be a lot better. Because I need to come home. That's what I'm worried about. Is like if it's just the fact that I you know drink and I'm tired the next day. Maybe I just don't have the energy because I drink, or is it the long work days? I don't know. But I want to, like, at work, I'm all motivated. I want to just come home. I want to do my art. I want to draw. I want to do all this stuff. Then I'm like, leave. I'm like, I just want to watch a show and, like, go to bed. And I hope that's not me getting old now that I'm 31. But I still feel young on the weekends. I don't know. I want to really blame it on the fact that it's just the drinking. I really do. So I'm hoping at the holiday when I've cut this down to a lot, and I got a friend right now messaging me, making sure I'm okay. I guarantee he's gonna ask me how I am. Oh, he's asking me to borrow money, which I don't have, sadly. And I know what he wants it for too. It's a drinking buddy, but I do not have the money for him. If I wanted to be a real dick, I'd just say with interest, and he would definitely give it back because he'd be a nice guy, but I'm just going to tell him I don't have it right now. Because right now I got to worry about my own finances. I just dropped $4,000 into my house. The city wants me to fix my garage door and my garage roof, which I've done. Actually, except the garage door. I don't know why it's taking 5 years for a garage door company to order a garage door. But I'm going to blame the pandemic. But yeah, guys, anything you want to share about the past year, your experiences, how this pandemic, how this whole situation has affected you? Anyway, what you were going through this last year, what you're going through the last 2 years, anything really, because we live in a unique time that I feel like has only been experienced. See, it almost seems like every 20 years. Every 20 years. Think back to like September 11th, man. I remember being like a kid in middle school, just hearing about that. And you know what's crazy is hearing about that and how it affected me. It was like I didn't even really know what was going on, but watching what was happening and understanding that like people were dying, seeing that on television, it like that kind of still haunted me. And it was like you couldn't really relate because you weren't there, you know. But it still affected you to some extent. I remember I was depressed for like at least 6 months after that, before the world went back to normal again and we started rebuilding. And then we look back at, like, I guess maybe the 90s, early 90s, there was a lot of other stuff going on. I can't relate because I don't know. I only know bits and pieces because I was like 2 or 3 years old at the time. So I know what I know through, like, the world's a crazy place. And it's probably going to keep being crazy. I guess my point of this is I'm trying to get stuff off my chest because I feel like I need to talk, and to just keep making the best of what you have. And I'm kind of guess trying to relate to other people that are in my shoes where they don't feel motivated anymore and they don't have, I guess, an outlet, or at least they feel like they can't get back into that outlet because they've been stagnant for so long. And I want everyone to know that I plan on changing that because I don't like where I am right now. I don't like how I feel. I don't like the fact that I am unhappy. I feel like this is not me. 4 years ago, I was a different person, and I want to get back to that person I was 4 years ago. So, it's kind of a, I guess, a great way to end this. I probably won't upload this on the same day. I'm probably just going to go back upstairs and watch more Breaking Bad. And we don't have any music in the background anymore because DMCA is a big thing right now. But I wish everyone a brighter future. And in my opinion, there is always light at the end of that tunnel. So if you guys want to watch, you can catch me on Twitch if you made it this far. I didn't want to post this in the beginning because I feel like it would be in bad taste because it seemed like I was promoting my Twitch. But there it is, well, right there. That's what I stream on nowadays. If anyone watches my YouTube blogs or videos or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just needed someone to talk to. And you guys get to be it. So, I will catch you again sometime soon. Cheers.